William Ruto has done it again. Somehow, he has been able to drag a woman who does not want politics back into the very dirty politics that destroyed her husband.
We are not interested in your politics.
In doing so, he may have just exposed how desperate he has become.
Desperate people behave desperately.
You see, Ida Odinga, the widow of the late Raila Odinga, was never supposed to be part of this conversation. She was not a politician. She never even sought office. She has stayed out of power intentionally. Yet somehow, William Ruto has decided to pull her back into national political arena. Not by accident, not because she is the most qualified person, but it is out of strategy.
Akaamua ati amtoe katika siasa za Kenya kama vile tu alikuwa ameamua kutoa baba katika siasa za Kenya ampeleke AU. Sasa huyu amemweka kwenye ulingo mwingine wa UNEP.
But fortunately or unfortunately, it has backfired. Let's talk about it. If you love this kind of content, go ahead and like this video and subscribe. Now let's get to the video.
President William Ruto has nominated the late former Prime Minister Raila Odinga's widow, Dr. Ida Odinga, for appointment as Kenya's ambassador and permanent representative to the United Nations Environment Program, UNEP.
Is she qualified? Maybe. But that is not the question. The real question is, was she nominated because of competence or because of politics? And the answer is obvious. This is not about UNEP. This is about Luo Nyanza.
Majamaa mimi amenibulanda naona namba Runo anatafuta kura za Nyanza kitu hiko. Sinyimi nambaka shapatia nini Ida Wera. Ninaoma. Lakini sasa mimi sijui kama Ida atachukua Wera. Juni bulanda.
Ruto knows something very important, that Luo Nyanza does not belong to Oburu. That Mbadi cannot bring him Luo Nyanza. Neither can Junet, neither can Wanga, neither can Joho. These people cannot sell Nyanza to Ruto. They do not have the authority. The only people who can move Luo Nyanza, even partially, are the Odingas. And there are only 3 left. Well, there are 4, but in politics is 3. There's Ida, there's Winnie, and there's Junior. And all 3 have refused to work with Ruto.
So Winnie ametuambia yeye ni mtu ya one term.
Political analysts are saying that this nomination was not out of goodwill, that it was from pressure, that it was meant to force a reaction. Because the Odingas have been trying to get something from Ruto, something like maybe a government position or a nomination somewhere, but Ruto has been very reluctant to do that, hence the rebellion.
What Winnie and the mother are doing is trying to blackmail President William Ruto to probably bring them not only into government, but do for them something.
So the question becomes, is this UNEP position enough to calm the storm inside ODM? Is it enough to silence Winnie, Sifuna, Babu, and the entire youth wing of ODM?
Nataka niambie mama Ida. Mahali ulipo. Nataka niambie mama Ida mahali alipo. Tafadhali mama Ida. Ukitaka Kenya ikuheshimu. Nimeona umepewa kazi. Hiyo kazi kataa.
But notice who celebrated after the nomination.
A day after her nomination to serve as Kenya's ambassador and permanent representative to the United Nations Environment Program, UNEP, ODM Mombasa Women's League have congratulated Canon Dr. Ida Odinga.
It was the likes of Joho and Abdul Somad. I'm sure people like Junet and Mbadi also celebrated.
Leading a press conference in regards to Mama Ida's nomination, Mombasa Governor Abdul Swamad Sharif Nasil has emphasized that this is not just a nomination but a gift to the world.
Mama wote namna hii kwanza kuwapatia pongezi na shukrani.
Why? Because if Ida Odinga enters the government, then ODM is a free territory. Once Odinga family is neutralized, then they can do whatever they want with the party.
William Ruto is very smart bro.
Yeah.
Na mwenye William Ruto ako nayo kwa chama cha ODM.
Yeah.
Ni ku make sure ako na majority ambao wanamsupport
Kabisa.
Na let me just give ODM light advice. Wakubali hao vijana wachukue hiyo chama. Lakini wakizidi kuweka hao wazee kina Oburu Odinga kina nani hao? Other people are playing on their own interest.
But there's even a darker question that Kenyans are asking. And the question is very simple. How does it look for a woman to accept a job from a president who is still accused, whether rightly or wrongly, of having played a role in her husband's death?
Huyu mzee mganga, huyu mzee wa King'oreli alipea bwana yako more than 5 names. Na hizo names zote ni mbaya, atamaliza na yeye mapema. Alafu ukishakufa bwana yako kwa kaburini, hata baada hajaoza. Unasikia hadi anapea bwana bibi yako kazi. Hata mahali na ile amelala. Ile ukijaribu kuchukua. Ukichukua hiyo kazi, hata sisi tutaweka question mark.
Fair or unfair, that perception exists. And perception, in politics especially, is everything.
The reason aliappoint Aida Odinga. Ukiangalia vizuri sana kwa siasa unaona Aida amenyamaza. Aida hajulikani ako mrengo gani. Hajulikani ni opposition, hajulikani ni serikali, hajulikani ni ako saidi ya kina Sifuna, yeye amenyamaza. Na kwa sababu amenyamaza ni kwa sababu pale kwa ODM yeye lazima akuwe kama catalyst. Kwa sababu akiegemea mrengo huyu inaonekana ni kama kwamba huyu mrengo ingine anapinga sana. So akaamua kunyamaza. Na William Ruto hakufurahishwa na kunyamaza kwa Aida Odinga. Ukiangalia kwa sababu Winnie ameonekana mrengo yenye anaegemea sana, sio ule mrengo wa kina Junet na kina Joho. So inaonekana kidogo ndio waweze kupata sauti ya mama Aida, he must get a position. Because you can't get appointed by the government and oppose the government. You either resign, you oppose the government, or you support the government. So kwa mama Aida kuwekwa kwenye serikali na kuappointiwa na serikali, ni ishara kwamba William Ruto anataka kuona msimamo wa Aida Odinga kuhusu mgogoro wa ODM anasimamia wapi. Anasupport yule mrengo ambao unasupport broad based ama anasupport yule mrengo ambao unapinga broad based. Na hiyo ndio the reason William Ruto aliamua kuappoint mama Aida Odinga.
You see, this is what makes this situation very different and almost hard to understand. Because if this role was offered to Winnie Odinga, people would have said, take it. I mean, you're young, you're still building your future. But Aida Odinga does not need money.
Mama Aida ni mtu uko na pesa.
She's already wealthy. She does not need power. She does not need relevance. She is a mother, a grandmother, an elder. And at her age, people expect her to guide the society, not to enter into politics of traps.
Mimi naambia Aida Odinga, wewe pumzika kwako polepole. Hiyo kazi itakupea pressure ukufe tena.
You see, what is making people very skeptical about this is because they have seen this movie before.
Nyinyi hata nyinyi mkinipima. Mimi ni mtu ya kubali mambo ya handshake kweli.
Hiyo mmependa sana hiyo.
When Raila Odinga joined hands with Ruto, something happened. His political authority collapsed. People stopped trusting him. His moral leverage disappeared. And now, the fear is simple. If Aida Odinga takes this job, does she suffer the same fate? Does she taint her name for nothing?
William Ruto, hata kama ni madharau, haungeenda hii direction yenye nimeona ya mama Ida. Eti unaenda kwa point mama Ida kazi ya uambassador. You know, Ida Odinga is equal to Raila Odinga. Is an equal to Raila Odinga. Haungeenda hiyo direction. Kama Odinga angekuwa hai, ungeenda kumappoint kazi ya ambassador. Na basi wakati Raila Odinga alikuwa hai, mbona ukupatia mama Ida hiyo kazi ya ambassador?
But for Ruto, all this does not matter. Because from Ruto's perspective, the math is clear. If Aida Odinga accepts, then he's going to claim that Nyanza is handled. He's going to gain legitimacy and he's going to fracture ODM completely. But many Kenyans believe something else entirely. That even if Aida Odinga accepts, some are even going to a very weird extent of saying that even if Ruto manages to marry her, he still won't get a second term.
Na hii ndio Wakenya nilikuwa nawaambia, Ruto amegonga mwamba. Miti yote imeteleza.
The greatest humiliation for Ruto would not even be Aida Odinga rejecting the job. It would be her accepting it and still him losing in 2027. No return on investment, no votes, no legitimacy, just losses.
So chini imepanda. Gharama ya maisha imepanda. Ni wakati ya kutoka kwa hii serikali. Sasa hata upatie mama. Si hata umeshika watu. Mama ameenda peke yake. Umeandika mama as an individual.
This nomination is not about UNEP. It's about control. It's about panic. It's about a president who is running out of political cards. The country is watching Aida Odinga closely. But whatever she decides, it is going to send a message that is far bigger than a job title. Subscribe.